Hello everyone. Happy New Year to all of you. Let this year brings you utmost happiness and health. In this session, you are going to study the concept of pressure. So before going to the concept of pressure, let us explain what is the word meaning of the word thrust. The word thrust is the total normal force acting perpendicular to a surface. Normal means perpendicular. So, if a surface is there and we are applying a force which is 90 degree to the surface, we call it a thrust. So, thrust is the normal force acting on a surface, or it is the force which is perpendicular to a surface. Now we pass on to the concept of pressure. So how is pressure defined? Pressure is thrust per unit area. So how will you write the mathematical equation for pressure? You know pressure is thrust per unit area. So pressure can be written as thrust by area. So, in some case, we are writing it as force by area, but you have to understand that this force is perpendicular to the area. So, when we go for the abbreviated form, pressure is equal to force by area. So, what is the mathematical equation for pressure? It is force divided by area. So, let us go to the unit of pressure. So, what is the unit of force, children? It is Newton. And what is the unit of area? It is meter square. So, Newton by meter square. Or we write this as Newton per meter square. In order to honor the scientist Blaise Pascal, this Newton per meter square, we write it as Pascal. This Newton per meter square is called Pascal and it is abbreviated as PA. So, what all we have studied? Pressure is the thrust acting per unit area. And what is the mathematical equation for pressure? Pressure is equal to force by area. And what is the unit of pressure? It is Newton per meter square, or Newton per meter square is called Pascal. So now let us analyze the first question, which is of course a direct numerical. A force of 10 Newton acts on a surface of 1 centimeter square. What is the pressure? So what is the question? A force of 10 Newton acts on an area of 1 centimeter square. And your question is, what is the pressure? So children, you have to note that this area is written in 1 centimeter square. So how will you convert a centimeter to meter? It is into 10 raised to minus 2. So, what is the 1 centimeter square to meter square? How is it converted? Multiplying the numerical with 10 raised to minus 4. So, what is it? 1 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. So, it is in the standard unit. So, how will you convert centimeter square to meter square? Just multiply it by 10 raised to minus 4. 10 raised to minus 4 means 1 divided by 10,000. So every centimeter is converted into meter. Centimeter square is converted into meter square. So it is 1 into 10 raised to minus 4. So now you write pressure P. So what is it? Pressure P is equal to force by area. So what is force? It is 10. And what is area? It is 1 into 10 raised to minus 4. So 1 is 10 raised to minus 4 goes up. So what is it? It will become 10 raised to 4. So what is it? 10 into 10 raised to 4. It will become 10 raised to 5. And you know that the unit is Pascal. This is the way a direct numerical can be done. But of course when question comes, they may be putting it in centimeter squares or millimeter squares. If it is millimeter, how will you convert it? When a millimeter square is converted into meter square, it is multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6. You have to note. centimeter square to meter square, multiply it by 10 raised to minus 4. And millimeter square to meter square, it is multiplied by 10 raised to minus 6. This you have to note that while doing the numerical analysis. Now we will go to a second problem which is of an analysis type. So what is the question? A pressure of 5 Pascal was noted when a force was applied on a particular area. So what is it? A pressure of 5 Pascal was noted when a force was applied on a particular area. So pressure is given as 5 Pascal. The question comes to you like this. What happens to this pressure when force is doubled and area is halved? So what is the question? What happens to this pressure when force is doubled and area is halved? So what is it? How will you do it? So we know that initially pressure is equal to F by A, and that is given as 5 Pascal. So what is the next case? What happens to this pressure? So let this be a new pressure, P dash. And what happens to the force in the question? The force is doubled. So 2F divided by area is halved. So what is it? It is A by 2. So this 2 goes up, right? So what is it? F by A. This 2 is here. This 2 goes up. So it will become 2 into 2. So what happens is that it is F by A into, what is 2 into 2? It is 4. And what is F by A, children? It is 5. So what is it? 5 into 4. Your answer become 20 Pascal. You can say that the new pressure is 4 times the old pressure. As it is noted as 5, it is 5 into 4. The pressure become 20 Pascal. I hope that you have got these numericals very well before we go to more hot questions. Thank you.